Rush sat down beside her and took off his knitted cap. His curly hair was damp from heat, but his breath came out in a little white frosty cloud. "Boy, have I ever had a day," said he. "My ankles hurt," said Randy. "Why? What happened to you?" "Well, you know Floyd Laramie?" "Yes, worse luck. What's he done now?" "Today was his lesson day. Gee, Randy, it's been tough. Everybody else, all the other kids, are swell. I think they like studying with me because I'm a kid myself. Some of them are kind of dumb, but they're all swell. And Steve Ladislas is even going to be pretty good someday if he works. But that Laramie guy, you know what he does? He pretends he's deaf, and whenever I tell him anything, he says, 'I beg your pardon, I didn't quite catch it,' and kind of grins in a nasty way. He's had 5 lessons now, and he still doesn't know an 8th note from his own shoe, and he can hardly play the C major scale. So today I went in right after school. Boy, is that piano a beauty. You could play chopsticks on it, and it would sound like chromatic fantasy, but it's just being wasted. First thing that happened was that I sat on the bench by Floyd, and he slammed the piano lid down on my knuckles. Look." Rush took off a mitten and showed Randy his bruised fingers. "The pig!" said Randy warmly. "What did you do?" "Oh, he pretended it was an accident, said he was sorry and all that. But I saw through him. Next thing, he kept knocking the music off the rack, and I kept picking it up like a dope and saying, 'Now look, Floyd, this is a whole note. See? It's round like a donut.' And so on and so on. And then I say, 'Now play me the G major scale very slowly.' And what does he do? He lies down, just lies down on the floor and says, 'Ho-hum, am I ever fatigued? Doesn't this beastly grind get you down, old boy?' He's making me look like a sissy, see, because I'm giving music lessons. So I say, 'Cut the comedy, Drip, and play me the G major scale.' And he gets up and says, 'Make me.' And so I say, 'Okay, I'll make you.' And well, Ran, I socked him." "Oh, Rush, you didn't! And his father, the judge!" "I know. That's what I thought, too. So I went right to his study and knocked. And when he said, 'Come in,' I said, 'Judge Laramie, I just socked your son. I socked him pretty hard. I'm sorry, but I couldn't help it. So now I want a refund the $2 you paid me so far, because Floyd doesn't want to take piano, and I guess I can't teach him." "What did he ever say?" "He said, 'Son, I paid more than $1,000 for that piano 2 years ago. Floyd and Myrtle are going to learn to play it. If socking is included in your technique of education, well, that's none of my business as long as they really learn. You come back here next week. I'll have a little talk with Floyd in the meantime, and you forget about refunding the money.'" "Why, he sounds kind of nice," said Randy, staggering to her feet. "That cross-looking man with those eyebrows that look like 2 live mice? I'm scared of him." "He was nice," Rush agreed, steering her away from a rock. "But I felt awful about it anyway." "Yoo-hoo!" came Mona's echoing voice from far ahead among the trees. "You-hoo-doo-doo-doo!" they yodeled in answer, and quickened their gliding. "It's getting kind of dark," observed Randy. "Maybe we ought to turn around." "Oh, pretty soon." "And guess what, Ran? A good thing happened, too. I met Mr. Cotton, the Methodist minister, on the street today. He told me Simon Turner's been called into the Army, so he's minus an organist. He thought maybe I could take the job." "Rush, how marvelous! But you don't know how to play an organ, do you?" "His is only an old-fashioned melodeon. I've fooled around with the wheelwrights plenty, and I can play it fine. They told him about me. He says he'll give me $5 a week." $5! exclaimed Randy. "This is going to be a wealthy family."